The screen erupts into a storm of red and black data streams, numbers flashing at impossible speeds. A deafening boom shakes the audio as a single metric slams into view, 92% accuracy. The numbers cascade downward like a waterfall of doom, each digit morphing into a falling stock chart. Before you can process it, the screen freezes and the word recession blazes in white against a blood-red background. The air crackles with tension as a voice, deep, urgent, almost inhuman, whispers, "It saw it coming." 6 months early. You're watching the AI model that just predicted the next economic collapse before anyone else. This isn't a sci-fi movie. This is real. And it's happening right now. But here's the kicker, you're not using it. While Wall Street's elite hoard this technology, the rest of the world is still playing Russian roulette with their portfolios. The question isn't whether this AI works. The question is, what happens when you don't? The camera whips through a server room, rows of humming black servers bathed in eerie blue light. A single screen dominates the scene, displaying a real-time feed of the S&P 500 with a pulsing red overlay labeled Danger Zone. The numbers flicker ominously, volatility index, 87.3, a level not seen since 2008. Then, without warning, the graph freezes, the screen cuts to black. A slow zoom into the darkness reveals the silhouette of a man in a suit, phone pressed to his ear, voice trembling, "Sell everything. Now." His hand slams down on a desk, papers scattering. The audio distorts slightly, as if the man is speaking through a corrupted transmission. "I don't care what the Fed says." The AI doesn't lie. The screen flashes back to the server room, where a single line of code appears, model activated, Cassandra protocol. The question hangs in the air like a sword over your head, how does an AI know when a crash is coming, and more importantly, how can you use the same system to protect your money? The neural network pulses to life, a living organism of light and data. Green nodes flare to life in a fractal pattern, connecting like synapses across the screen. The camera zooms into the center of the network, where a single node expands into a 3D model of the global economy. Neural architecture, a voiceover in tones, isn't just about processing data, it's about predicting chaos. The model isn't just looking at stock prices, it's scanning social media sentiment, satellite imagery of supply chains, even the subtle shifts in shipping routes. A red dot appears on a map over Shanghai. Port congestion, 23% higher than baseline. Another dot appears over the port of Los Angeles. Inventory glut, 41% above average. The dots multiply, forming a web of economic stress points. This isn't prediction. This is early detection. The screen cuts to a graph showing Cassandra's predictions versus actual market movements. 14 out of 15 crashes predicted. 92% accuracy. The numbers are undeniable. But the real question is, who's using this and why isn't anyone talking about it? The screen shakes as a metric, 92% accuracy slams into view, the numbers glowing like embers. The camera cuts to a split screen, on the left, a graph of a market crash, on the right, the same graph with Cassandra's predictions overlaid in green. Notice the difference? The voiceover asks. The AI doesn't just see the crash coming, it sees the signs weeks in advance. The left side of the screen darkens, the graph plunging into the abyss. The right side remains illuminated, the green predictions forming a protective shield. This is the difference between flying blind and having a roadmap. The screen cuts to a dark room, a single red light illuminating a screen displaying BlackRock portfolio, $24 billion saved. A voice at calm, measured it states, they didn't just predict the crash. They positioned themselves to profit from it. The room fades to black. The text, "What if you could do the same?" appears in white. The implication is clear, this technology isn't just for Wall Street. It's for anyone who wants to survive and thrive in the next recession, asterisk asterisk. The camera pulls back to reveal a futuristic trading desk, humming with the glow of holographic displays. A trader young, intense, leans forward, eyes locked on a screen labeled Cassandra AI Dashboard. The interface is a living, breathing entity, real-time alerts, predictive heat maps, even a fear index derived from social media sentiment. The trader's fingers dance across a touchscreen, pulling up a portfolio. "This isn't just for hedge funds," he says, voice laced with urgency. "This is for the rest of us." The screen cuts to a smartphone app icon glowing in the dark. Cassandra AI, coming soon to iOS and Android. The app's tagline flashes, "Predict. Protect. Profit." But here's the catch, the early access list is already closed. A shadowy figure in the background mutters, "They're saving the best parts for themselves." The screen zooms into the app's request access button, which pulses ominously. So what's the play here? Wait for the public release or find another way in? The choice is yours. But time is running out. The screen flickers to life, revealing a single line of text in bold white, the dark side of predictive AI. The camera cuts to a dimly lit office, a lone figure hunched over a laptop. Their face is obscured, but their voice is steady, almost mechanical. Every prediction has a cost, they say. And Cassandra AI's cost is privacy. The screen splits into two. On the left, a line graph showing Cassandra's market predictions. On the right, a bar chart labeled data sources, social media, emails, satellite imagery. The voiceover continues, to predict the economy, the model needs to see everything. Your posts, your purchases, even your location. It's not just tracking stocks, it's tracking you. The screen cuts to a news headline, new AI regulation passed, governments demand transparency. The figure leans back, their silhouette dissolving into pixels. The question isn't whether this AI works. It's whether you're willing to trade your data for survival. The screen fades to black. The text, "The choice is yours," appears in bold. Will you wait for the public release or take matters into your own hands? The screen erupts into a storm of green and white data, the neural network pulsing like a living thing. The camera zooms into the center, where a single node expands into a 3D model of the Cassandra AI architecture. The voiceover drops a bombshell. Here's how you can build your own predictive model without BlackRock's $24 billion war chest. The screen cuts to a step-by-step breakdown. Step 1, data collection. A world map appears, red dots marking key economic indicators. Step 2, neural training. A line of code flashes. From tensorflow.keras.models import load_model. Step 3, real-time integration. A dashboard appears, showing live market data with Cassandra's predictions overlaid in green. This isn't rocket science, the voiceover states. It's a $500 investment and a weekend of coding. The screen cuts to a laptop with a Python script open, the words DIY Cassandra emblazoned across the screen. The tools are out there. The question is, will you use them before the next crash? The screen darkens, leaving only a single point of light, a cursor blinking on a blank document. The voiceover drops the final reveal. The Cassandra AI dashboard isn't just for traders. It's for everyone. The document expands into a step-by-step guide, titled How to Predict the Next Recession Even If You're Not a Quant. The voiceover continues, here's what you'll learn: how to scrape social media for economic sentiment, how to train a neural network on historical market data, how to integrate real-time alerts into your existing tools. The screen cuts to a montage of small business owners checking their phones, their faces lighting up with green alert notifications. This isn't theory. It's a playbook. The document's footer reveals a link. Download the full guide here, cassandraai.com/guide. The camera pulls back to show the link glowing in the dark. But here's the kicker, the guide is free for the first 1,000 downloaders. The clock is ticking. Will you be one of them? The screen flashes white, then resolves into a split screen of two futures. On the left, a family sitting around a dinner table, the father staring at a crashing stock chart on his phone. "We lost everything," he says, voice trembling. On the right, the same family, but the father is smiling, pointing at a soaring graph on his screen. "We saw it coming," he says. "And we're protected." The voiceover cuts in. This is the difference between hope and strategy. Between reacting and predicting. The screen cuts to a CTA overlay asterisk ready to take control. Download the free guide now, before the next crash hits. The link pulses ominously, cassandraai.com/guide. The camera zooms into the link, then cuts to black. The text, "The choice is yours," appears in bold white. But remember, the AI doesn't care about your excuses. It only cares about the data. The screen fades to black, then erupts into a final data storm, a whirlwind of numbers, graphs, and alerts. The voiceover delivers the mic drop. The AI model that predicted the next recession isn't a secret. It's a tool. And tools are only powerful in the hands of those who use them. The screen cuts to a montage of Cassandra AI in action: a trader making millions, a small business avoiding bankruptcy, a government official using the data to avert a crisis. This is the future of finance. The question is, will you be part of it? The screen fades to black, leaving only the text, "Hit subscribe, because the next crash is coming," in bold white. The video ends with a final call to action asterisk, and in our next video, we'll show you how to implement Cassandra AI in your business even if you've never written a line of code. The screen cuts to black, the sound of a ticking clock fading into silence. The screen remains black, but the sound of a ticking clock fills the audio. The voiceover drops a final truth bomb: every crash in history followed the same pattern. And Cassandra AI saw it coming every single time. The clock ticks louder, almost deafening. Then, without warning, the screen whips back to life with a final shot of the Cassandra AI dashboard, the words "your turn" emblazoned across the screen. The voiceover concludes, the tools are out there. The knowledge is free. All that's left is the action. The screen cuts to black, leaving only the text, "What's your move?" in bold white. A final CTA appears: comment below, "Are you ready for the next crash?" And hit subscribe to master the AI strategy that's rewriting finance. The screen fades to black, but the sound of a keyboard typing fills the audio. The voiceover delivers the final mic drop: the AI model that predicted the next recession is just the beginning. The real revolution is in the hands of those who dare to use it. The typing grows louder, almost frantic. Then, the screen bursts into life with a final shot of a laptop screen, the Cassandra AI dashboard open and running. The voiceover concludes, this isn't the end. It's the start of something bigger. The screen cuts to black, leaving only the text: "The future is predictable. Are you ready?" in bold white. A final CTA appears: like this video? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next recession is coming. And you'll want to see this.